Professor B.B. Lal, the former Director General of the ASI, led the project Archaeology of the Ramayana sites between 1975 to 80. His team excavated 5 sites associated with the Ramayana. One significant excavation area was around disputed Janmabhoomi site at the Ayodhya. The findings from these excavations significantly influenced the course of Ayodhya Ram Mandir movement. What did Professor Lal's team discover during these excavations? Professor Lal began his career in 1943 as a trainee in excavation under the guidance of Mortimer Wheeler, a renowned British archaeologist. His initial work took place at Taxila, and he later contributed to excavations at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. After independence, Professor Lal embarked on a mission to reveal the dark age of Indian history, a period that followed the end of Harappa culture and preceded the early historical era. From 1950 to 1952, he worked on excavating sites mentioned in the Hindu epic Mahabharata, including Hastinapura. He then expanded his focus to include sites associated with another Hindu epic, the Ramayana, conducting excavations between 1975 to 1980 at 5 related sites: Ayodhya, Bharadwaja Ashram, Chitrakoot, Sringverpur, and Nandigram. The primary goal of these excavations was limited just to establish the antiquity of the settlements. The brief report published in ASI in 1980 was limited to that aspect alone. At Ayodhya, his team laid out as many as 14 trenches at various locations, including Hanuman Ghari and Janmabhoomi site, located just 2 meters south of the compound wall of the disputed Babri Masjid. Another trench was dug on western side. As per Professor Lal, findings of the excavations on the western side of Janmabhoomi revealed.
Here is a photograph of the mosque and the trench on the western side. This is the wall of the mosque. Now from here downwards we have different levels. Early medieval levels, Gupta levels, Kushan levels, Shunga levels, and further to the 3rd, 4th century BCE.
In the lowest levels of the trench, Professor Lal found artifacts of northern black polishware, which dates back as far as 7th century BC. He interpreted this period belonged to.
And this probably is the time of Lord Ram, because similar evidence comes from other places like Sringverpur, Bharadwaja Ashram, Chitrakoot, which are associated with the Ram story. In fact, we excavated at 14 places at Ayodhya so that we did not miss the lowest levels, and we got the same kind of evidence.
The excavations on the southern side of Babri Mosque revealed.
Well, as I told you, we put a trench on the southern side of the mosque. This is the wall, outer wall of the mosque. The ancient surface is here. As we went about 25 to 30 centimeters below it, we came across a series of pillars. You can see 1, 2, 3. Now these brick bases are likely to have carried the stone pillars that you now see in the mosque. These pillars carry typical Hindu motifs which are found on the pillars in temples. And stylistically, these pillars are datable to a period around 1100 AD. So there is enough circumstantial evidence to connect these stone pillars with the bases which we saw in the previous photograph, brick bases found in the excavation.
Another crucial evidence found during excavation was glazed pottery. Professor Lal concluded.
And the layer which has the material of destruction is of about 1500 AD or thereabouts, because we have got plenty of glazed pottery from this, which is so typical of the Muslim period in India. You see, this kind of pottery never came into India prior to, say, the 13th century. So the destruction is datable to a period about 1500 AD or so.
In 1990, Prime Minister Chandrasekhar, with the intention of peacefully resolving Babri Masjid Janmabhoomi dispute, invited Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the Babri Masjid Action Committee for negotiations. On Prime Minister's request, Professor Lal sent a letter over to the government on 3rd December 1990. about the evidence of brick bases of pillars found during excavation, Professor Lal said, "It is likely that there may exist many more pillar bases in the unexcavated area." Marxist historians for long argued that Babri Masjid was built on the virgin land. The mention of pillar bases just outside the southern wall of Babri Masjid drew a swift rejoinder from Marxist historians. In a joint statement, Professor Romila Thapar, S. Gopal, and K. N. Panikar argued that the fact that pillar bases were running behind the Babri Masjid wall does not necessarily mean that they run under the mosque. Bases may well have terminated just behind the wall. Further, they stated that brick pillar bases did not indicate the presence of a temple. They said may have been a hall adjoining a mosque. The decorations on a stone pillars were not exclusive to temple architecture. It was possible to bring pillars from elsewhere. Press, by and large, has only platformed Marxist historians. They suppressed opposing views as communal. Against this backdrop, historians from JNU and Delhi University took a backseat, clearing the path for Aligarh Muslim University. Professor Irfan Habib, a leading faculty member at Aligarh Muslim University, chairman of ICHR, and staunch proponent of Babri Masjid argument, stepped forward. A second term for the chairmanship of ICHR was secured for him by Shahi Imam Abdullah Bukhari. In an address to the Aligarh Historians Group on Feb 1991, Irfan Habib directed harsh criticism against a range of respected historians and scholars who had stayed true to their profession. He reserved his most severe unacademic personal attacks on Professor Bibi Lal for suggesting evidence of temple under Babri Masjid. The same Professor Bibi Lal who was quoted recently by his gang of Marxist historians for establishing 7th century BC as earliest human settlements at Ayodhya versus the remote Treta Yuga. The same Professor Lal was nominated as the National Fellow of ICHR by Irfan Habib. But same Professor Lal became Hindutva archaeologist when he remained honest to his profession. Under Irfan Habib's chairmanship, ICHR was accused of being a wing of Babri Masjid Action Committee. Professor Lal's findings were examined by the Babri Masjid Action Committee and Vishwa Hindu Parishad experts on 23 October 1992. At a press conference, Babri Masjid Action Committee historians stated no fragment of stone temple were reported and 14 black pillars inside the mosque, not load supporting but only decorative pieces. December 6, 1992, Karsey works brought down disputed structure at Ayodhya. This inscription, 5 feet by 2 feet, fell from the walls of Babri Masjid. This provided undisputed evidence of Rama temple, constructed in the 12th century, once again solidifying Professor Lal's theory. Upon realizing the significance of this evidence, Professor Habib's initial reaction was to discredit it, claiming the evidence was planted from private collection. Later, he retracted this statement and asserted that the evidence is actually a stolen artifact from the Lucknow Museum. When Treta Ki Thakur inscription was found and photographic evidence was produced, Professor Habib, rather than acknowledging his mistake, chose to remain silent. In January 2003, on Allahabad High Court's orders, ground penetrating radar survey was conducted by Tojo Vikas Private Limited. The survey concluded there is some structure under the mosque. The structures were ranging from 0.5 to 5.5 meters in depth. On the basis of ground penetrating radar survey, the court ordered an ASI survey of the Janmabhoomi site. A team of 131 laborers, including 52 Muslims, was engaged in the excavations. In August 2003, the ASI submitted its report to the court. The excavations provided a wide range of evidence supporting the existence of Vaishnava temple. More evidence surfaced in 2020 during the first phase of construction of the Rama temple, completely validating initial findings by Professor Lal. Despite substantial evidence of temple beneath the Babri Mosque, Marxist historians persisted in spreading misinformation and discrediting the evidence, continuing this practice to present day. Professor Bibi Lal, certainly the finest archaeologist this country has produced, first to identify architectural remnants beneath the mosque, and firmly upheld his findings against immense pressure from powerful elites of academia.